it seems like when Chromags came out, then there was like a lot more like metal mixing with hardcore, and then you got your bands like Leeway and
Mm.
say like Snapcase, one of the first bands to do the Deedle Deedles, in hardcore. Um,
Oh, I didn't know that.
like the
That makes sense though. That,
and then you got Candiria with like, the jazz stuff maybe didn't, change the face of hardcore, but the fucking like having breakdowns in like fucking 7/8 or like 15/16 or whatever, like that changed shit. And then like Dillinger Escape Plan kind of around the same time, like
oh,
having crazy math, like that was definitely like, I'm not like both those bands kind of did their own thing, but like a similar like, like these music nerd math geniuses like starting these bands at kind of the same time definitely had an effect. Shout out to my buddy Ken from Candiria, one of the craziest drummers ever.
Ken, we appreciate you.
Yes, because he fucking changed music by putting in those insane time signatures in the moshiest parts ever. Because like,
Ooh,
dude, bands like Dream Theater, in my opinion, not fucking heavy at all. You know what I mean? Like, I
I
could never
see.
play that
Yeah,
shit. Hats off to them, but it doesn't do it for me. Like,
it doesn't
but
seem heavy. Yeah, it doesn't. That
right,
heaviness in my body that's like, oh my God, this is making me want to get wild. Like,
right. But
yeah.
Candiria, they were like, hey, you can do some crazy math nerd stuff and still have like everybody just fucking killing each other, and it was crazy seeing them in the '90s because they come out with new stuff. I'd be like, man, they're gonna lose the crowd on this one. And then I go to their shows and like you see the guitar player Eric like counting to himself as he's playing, because he's like gotta keep the time, because it's like in fucking 17/6 or fucking whatever,
Mm.
and but the crowd is just going fucking absolutely nuts.
Oh,
Anyway, I got sidetracked.
no, it's all good.
Uh, and like Hatebreed would be another like punctuated equilibrium band where like Hatebreed came
Oh,
out and then that fucking changed shit because then everyone was like, oh,
oh, that was a
that
bomb. It was just it.
yeah,
Oh, everyone just had to like whatever it
yeah.
was. I got to get on this. Yeah.
But I got sidetracked. So I was talking about making buttons. I made buttons for Candiria and all these
Yes.
other bands, but I also started making my own buttons back in like 2005 or so that said "Pro fucking choice," and
Ah. Oh, 05. I thought this
so
was a little bit later. I didn't think that early.
yeah, but I would just give them out at shows and stuff, and like my mom thought they were real cool, and she would give them to her friends and stuff. But um, I didn't like, I didn't really do much with it except for like giving those pins out to people, maybe like selling them for 50 cents at a show or whatever. And then in like 2014, I started making shirts that said "Pro fucking choice,"
Mm.
um, and then in like 2015, I was like, man, 2016 at that point, a year later, was going to be the 10-year anniversary of the first Recon CD, Graves. I was
Mm.
like, I'm going to make this like more of a. I'm going to make a record label so I can put out a 10-year anniversary record of Graves. Um, because, as we were talking about earlier, Recon's really important to me.
Mm.
Um, and I was like, pretty sure it's important, it's important enough to my friends, my bandmates,
Mm-hmm.
and pretty sure I was pretty sure it's important enough to other people that they'd want to have it on, have a special record of it. So, uh, and at first I was like, I don't know if I can combine these two things. But I was like, yeah, fuck it. Like, I'm not gonna put out enough records to make this like, you know, I'll just put both things together. Like, I'll do the pro-choice stuff and the records together as one thing.
Consolidate. It just seemed easier for you at the time just to do it all at once. Right.
Yeah, and so put out the Recon vinyl. It's the artwork was reimagined by my buddy Mike D'Antonio from Overcast and Killswitch Engage, and he's been doing everybody's um,
Oh.
artwork, like not any metalcore artwork for the last 25 years, but most of them.
Right.
a lot of the good ones, Mike D'Antonio has done. Like Blood Has Been Shed records, even like
Yeah,
going
pretty
way
well. A lot
back.
and a lot of people from the northeastern region. He's dabbled in putting like at least one piece of artwork out for them. Practically, I think
Yeah, and
he's
he's done like, I mean, even beyond that, like he did a Crowbar record. Like he's done crazy shit, and because he's good, you know. Um, and
extremely. Like, I didn't.
dude, also he banged this out in like a day. I mean, like the rough draft of it in like a day, and he gave us like three different options that were like totally different that would have taken me like fucking months to make,
Oh my
and
god.
if I even had the idea. And he's like, "Which one do you like?" We're like, fuck, they're all amazing, but how about that one?" He's like, "Okay," and then over the course of the next week, he like perfected it, and uh, yeah,
He's just
he's
a crack.
he's yeah. Um, so put that out, and it's got, you know, the demo stuff on it. It's got some like previously unreleased stuff. Well, it was like on our MySpace page as like streaming, but like, so some people had it if they like
Y'all missed
recorded,
if they weren't
you know,
around. The
from,
MySpace days was where it was at the time back in the day. Oh,
dude, MySpace was great for being in a band or enjoying bands
it was
because,
peak. I would think like
dude, you go on to
oh
check your messages, and that's where all the bands are too. So it's like if you're in a band trying to get people to hear you, you know, if everybody's reposting your band, like that, there's nothing like that on like Facebook or Instagram or anything that's come since then.
it was
It's
a
just a great way to discover
yeah.
bands, a great way to be discovered as a band, and also like, dude, not for nothing, but trying to play like the business part, the business aspect of being in a band. You know, you're trying to book shows, and people promoters would look at your MySpace and they'd be like, "Oh shit, I see you have like, you know, I've been you know, ever since, you know, I heard of your band, I've been keeping an eye on your page. I see, you know," and promoters would literally say this. It'd be like, you know, "Over the past 7 days, you've had an average of X number of listeners on MySpace. So like,
Oh,
yeah, I can book you a show."
that
Like,
it did all the work
yeah, it
for
was,
you. Oh my.
yeah. I mean, you still had to do the actual work,
Well,
but
yeah.
like, that was why, you know, Recon would play in fucking New Mexico or something for the first time, and people would know our songs, you know, like people would be singing along because they listened on MySpace, and then hopefully bought the CD from Justin or maybe bought it from us at the show. But anyway,
Mm.
once again, I digress. So I put out the Recon vinyl on camo splatter vinyl,
Oh.
and then I was on the phone with my buddy Paul from Dissolve, who I mentioned earlier,
Hmm.
one of my top three favorite bands for sure. Um, and he mentioned that they had just recorded some new stuff, but he didn't know what they were going to do with it. And I was like, "Dude, I just started a label." So he was like, "Let's do it." So I put out a 7-inch by them. I then put out a 12-inch by them. I also have over here.
Hmm.
I don't know why. I just have a couple of records randomly like in the corner here, but so this was a Dissolve record that I put out a few years later, Until the Drugs Wear Off.
I mean,
Um,
that's the title of the album, and that's the artwork.
yeah, yeah,
Oh, that
right.
that
And
literally fits
their
very
drummer
well.
Todd drew that, like,
Oh my
just,
god,
yeah. Um, so
that's
not a straight
phenomenal.
edge band, if it's not
Oh,
clear.
I was possibly getting those vibes just a little bit, just a
Yeah,
smidge.
yeah. And I also put out like a Scavengers thing with Dave, our old guitar player. There was like a release that we did for the European tour that was like a CD. So it was like Wax Deli Records, Dave's label, and my label Maitsuba did a like co-release
Mm,
of like the first record on CD, because we were like, it didn't make sense to bring over like a couple boxes of records. It'd be much
right.
more efficient to bring over a couple boxes of CDs um, in our luggage. But and then there's gonna be there's some other stuff in the works.
Ooh.
Um, Supposed to be putting something out by Dark Sister. Probably their second EP, like a physical version of it, because they never had a physical version. 'Cause
Oh,
that's one of my
okay.
favorite bands too. But
Nice. And
and
that's
then last
in
year,
the future, like coming pretty soon, or it's still down the pipeline a little bit.
it's down the pipeline. I don't
Oh,
know.
okay.
If I say it's gonna be a long time from now, then it'll happen sooner. But if I say it's sooner, then it'll be a long time from now.
Ah,
So
okay.
yeah. Um, yeah, so it'll, it'll happen when it happens. But and and then last year I put out 25th anniversary. I'm trying not to only be an anniversary release band, but
Hmm.
I mean only anniversary release label, but also like I always lose money when I put stuff out, so I only put stuff out that like
That really means
really,
something for you.
yeah, but I put out exactly, but I put out the 25th anniversary release of Dismantle by Dissolve.
Mm.
Because that's like my favorite hardcore CD ever. And people are like, "Oh, that's a metal CD." I'm like, "Yeah, listen to the lyrics. That's a hardcore album, you know."
It's hardcore
Just
in its soul, very the outside very
exactly,
metal, but the inside it's hardcore to the
it,
core.
exactly like an android with a heart, you know.
Mm.
Um, metal on the outside, but it's got a soul. Um, but yeah, and that's a double LP with the CD remastered, because they still had like the DAT tapes, which is a thing from the '90s that like they don't make machines for DAT tapes anymore.
Oh,
But
wow.
their guitar player Will, who wasn't in the band then but mixed the CD originally, still had the DAT tapes and still has the machinery. And then the second record, because it's a double record. Um, the second record is live stuff from like that era that was recorded straight to the soundboard, because Will, before he was in the band, used to do sound for them all the time
Hmm.
and was just always recording the stuff straight to DAT, because why not? So he still had those tapes and he still has the equipment, so he put that together. And that was another. I wish I had that nearby, but I don't. But
Oh,
and that
that'd
was
be really cool.
another. Yeah, that was another. Maybe you can insert it graphically, but that was
Yeah.
another layout that Mike D'Antonio did, and it's cool because he was around back then. Like his old band Overcast used to play with Dissolve all the time. That's how I first heard Overcast, was seeing them play with Dissolve, and
Oh,
they were, all the zoos were friends. We were all friends, and he had always wanted to do some art for. He had done some art for Dissolve actually. He did a shirt for them, but it was cool to have. Usually they would have someone in the band like Todd do their art, which comes out awesome. But
right.
sometimes it's cool to have like um, an outsider, but who's very familiar and loves what you're doing, to like put his fingerprints on it.
Oh yeah, it gives
Um,
it like
yeah,
a hometown touch. It just feels more like special. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So it's like a big family effort. Yeah, Dissolve, Dismantle, 25th anniversary, and yeah, so only a few records still, but I've
Mm.
also been doing some. I don't want to say distro because I don't really like do a lot of trades and stuff. Like,
Mm.
I try to be pretty selective about what I carry, but sometimes, our buddies the Acacia Strain. Sometimes when they have like leftover tour merch,
Hmm.
um, they'll just drop off a couple boxes of tour merch, and then I'll put that up for sale on the site. But there's still some stuff on there from, dude. They had a tour that was like got canceled less than a week in when COVID happened. Yes, yeah, like random stuff like that. Which was from when they did that show at the Palladium. That was like their first show after COVID, and
Mm.
they had those little pencil cases or makeup cases, whatever.
I use it
Um,
for my when I sell Diazable stuff. It's a perfect money pouch.
there you go, Diazable money pouch for the most Diazable of banknotes. um,
Yes.
but yeah, so um, yeah, like 3 days into a tour, their tour got shut down because of COVID back in 2020. So they came home with like, and they just had boxes and boxes of merch. And at the time, they were practicing in the Scavengers practice room, and the stuff, like, so I was seeing this stuff. I mean, no one was practicing for a little bit because of
Mm.
COVID, but like I was still keeping my gear in there, and I was like, Vincent, like, you got all these boxes of merch here. Like, do you want me to sell it? so uh so yeah, that's why I started like selling a Casey strain tour leftovers sometimes.
So if it
But I
wasn't for
want to do more.
COVID, that wouldn't have never happened, possibly.
That's right.
Oh.
Probably not.
Mm.
But now they're touring more regularly, so like now it makes more sense to do the more normal thing of like if they have a couple leftover boxes, just like bring it on the next tour, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do the pro choice shirts, the shirts that say pro fucking choice, and the stickers, and the pins. Now I get like the professionally made enamel pins, and I
Oh.
donate some of that money. When I first started doing that, I wasn't donating it to, back in like 2014, whatever. But then I was like, that's I should do something good with this. So
Mm.
first I was donating the money to Planned Parenthood. Then I switched over and started donating the money to a national network of abortion funds, which is still what I'm doing. I'm going to be releasing a zine soon, which
Oh.
one of my friends made, she is an abortion provider. Like she works at an abortion clinic,
All right. All
and
right.
she put together a zine, which I'm going to be printing some copies and selling for her. And the proceeds from that are going to be donated to a specific clinic that she wants it donated to.
Oh,
And
okay.
I'm gonna. I also have some stuff planned for donations. Separate topic from the pro-choice stuff, but also
Mm.
very important to me. Going to be doing some fundraising stuff for uh, probably Trans Lifeline, but definitely
Mm-hmm.
a benefit for a trans organization. Um,
That's good. That's
but
good.
thanks, but I kind of want to wait till maybe after Pride Month, just because um, people already have like plenty of places to spend their dollars
Mm-hmm.
during Pride Month. Uh, Not big corporate companies that don't give a shit, but like
Actual small
somewhere where the money's actually
businesses,
going to go to
small owners.
something good.
Mm.
Yeah, so maybe probably, well, it's, I mean, already we're already into June anyway, so probably definitely after Pride Month.
Mm.
Um, but uh, that's either going to be a fundraiser for Trans Lifeline or this one other organization. Kind of still going back. Maybe we'll do half and half. I don't know, but um, the first item that I'm going to be doing for one of those fundraisers, um, I can't tell you what it is yet, but when you see it, you're going to be like, "Holy shit, I need that." Um,
Oh,
yeah, it'll definitely be something that Matt from Diazable thinks is cool, and therefore I think other people will think is cool too. So
take
hopefully we'll
my
sell a bunch
money.
of those.
Just take it already.
But
Oh, that's awesome
yeah,
that
so that's huh?
I
What?
was just saying that's awesome
Sorry.
that Matsuba's you're just putting out some good stuff out there in the world and helping people like who can't get the help they need or want from like
Yeah,
the society
trying.
that's pushing them down and everything and oppressing them. So that's really
Yeah,
good.
trying. I feel very strongly about the abortion stuff. Like so I'll say it like this. This is what my mom has always said. Every
Hmm.
child should be a wanted child, you know? No one no one should be forced to give birth. Like, no, people should only give birth if they want to. You know what I'm saying? Um
Absolutely.
cuz there's people out there who don't want kids, had kids, would have got an abortion if they could have. Now they are resentful of their kids. You know what I'm saying?
And nothing's
Maybe that's not
and
the most
ugh,
eloquent way to put it. I'm not, you know, maybe the most eloquent guy, like,
but
but
you're saying it very proudful and in a good way. Like it makes sense because I've been an educator and I kind of seen that
okay.
with some kids where I'm like, just like I try not to get into their personal lives, but I hear some stories. I'm just like, ooh, like I'm not saying like it just I don't want to say, oh, your parents didn't want you or anything like that, but it just you can feel it like they're just not they don't
Yeah.
get the love they need at home.
Right. And no one should have to grow up like that. Like a
No,
child shouldn't be a punishment for,
should not at all
you
punishment, a
know,
burden, nothing like that.
right.
And
Right.
yeah, with things in life, everything now, like you should want to do the things because you want to do it, not because you feel like you have to. When you have to start
Yeah,
doing stuff, that's when you start seeing cracks, and I think in society and some like civilizations, because that can cause some serious problems.
yeah. And I mean, we're talking about fucking whole ass human life. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, you shouldn't be bringing a human being into this world unless like you legitimately want to. Um,
Yeah,
and some people be like, oh, well, then you should be more careful with having sex. Man, fuck you. Like, everybody makes mistakes, man. Like, also, sometimes it's not a mistake. Sometimes you did take precautions. Fucking shit happens. Sometimes your
exactly.
birth control fucking doesn't work. Sometimes the condom breaks, man. Like, it's
There's just
it's
so
not
many
up to.
outside forces that you can't control that
Yeah,
that are gonna steer your life in a certain way,
yeah.
and
Or
you would
even
like to
if you
take.
were fucking careless and didn't use a condom, and like, dude, like, you should not. Sometimes that happens, and the people are like, well, you know what, man, fuck it, let's have this kid, like, we want to do this. But sometimes,
That
like,
can
dude,
that can work
fucking
out
we.
well sometimes. Yeah, that can
Yeah,
maybe push some people
yeah,
into a closer relationship. It maybe they like
yeah,
we got a kid earlier than we wanted, and they can build a great life out of it. Great, but then
yeah,
I think some people, I feel
yeah,
that some people
yeah, the
aren't built to be a
the
parent.
kid, yeah, the kid, that human being's life, that person's life should not be a punishment
Absolutely not.
for having
Yeah.
sex or whatever. So I feel very strongly about that, and I also feel very strongly about gay rights and trans rights.
Mm.
Uh, Not only because I have friends that are trans,
Hmm.
and um, like, what, one of my very best friends is gender nonconforming. I don't know if that's the way they would put it, but for lack of, for a blanket term.
Hmm.
Uh, and but even if it wasn't for that, it's like, dude, you gotta you shit's going on right now where, like, basically there's some states in the US where trans people are being fucking outlawed. Like,
Yeah, but
it's illegal to be trans, you know?
it's weird seeing
Y-
outside. Like I'm so far away.
yeah,
I'm just staying up to date on things. It's like, what's going on? Why are we being so crappy to people?
right? Um, and it's like that it's like that old poem, like, first they came for X and I didn't do anything because I'm not X, and they came for Y and I didn't do anything because I'm not Y. Dude, like, you gotta, if bigots are attacking people, whether it's like, gay people, trans people, immigrants, people of color, etc.,
Mm.
like, don't think that just because, first of all, you should just be compassionate enough to fucking care anyway. But even if you're selfish, if you want to look at it the selfish way, well, guess what? When they're done coming for them, they're going to come for someone you do care about next. Eventually, they're going to come for you. You know what I mean?
Until it comes on
So,
and like it affects you. Until it doesn't affect you, you're just
right.
kind of like not
Yeah.
doing anything. That's just as bad.
Yeah. Like, dude, like, there are a lot of people when, there were some states in the U.S. that started, like, outlawing gay marriages maybe like 10 years ago, I think. And a lot of people are like, I don't fucking care. Like, well, dude, you should. Like, I don't live in that state. I'm not gay, but, like, that sets a fucking precedent. You know what I mean? Also, what about the people that do live in that state that are gay that want to get married? Like, it's fucking basic human rights. Like, and that's like, I mean, getting married is like, that's that's not nearly as bad as, like, uh being charged with a crime for, like, say presenting as a woman if, like, you're biologically male. Like, there's,
Mm.
states where, like, that's illegal, or possibly going to be illegal soon. Um and, like, dude, not only is that fucked up because, like, you know what? Someone tells me they're a woman, who the fuck am I to say, like, you're not a woman? You know what I mean?
Let them live their life. Let them
Also,
be.
yeah,
Like
also, yeah, it doesn't hurt anybody. Fuck it, Oh, their parents don't like it? Well, then fuck their parents. I don't give a shit. But also, even if you don't care about it like that, what kind of precedent does it set where someone's like, oh, well, if you have male genitalia, then you can't wear a dress? It's like, oh, so are you gonna fucking, like stop and frisk people and fucking feel them up to see if they have male or female genitalia, like how are you
Why
going to
would you want to
enforce
care
that?
so
You know
much
what I
to do
mean?
that?
Right. It's yeah. So let people do what they want to do, not fucking hurting anybody. Like there's people that are like, oh, the children. What fucking children? These people aren't attacking children. Like, dude, if you want to say like, oh, there's one trans person that like shot somebody, well, guess what? There's fucking thousands of fucking white males that shoot people. So fucking outlaw us too. Then you know what I'm saying? Fuck. Um. But anyway, yeah. So I found an opportunity to do a very cool merch item that can benefit some trans organizations. So I'm gonna do that. Um,
Nice.
I don't know, man. There's lots of other causes I care about too, but
You can't.
I'm of the mindset where it's like, yeah, support everything you can, but like if you can kind of like focus your energy, like I kind I kind of look at it, and I don't know if this is smart or not, but I try to
Mm,
look at stuff like, okay, if I can focus my energy on like raising some money for like organizations that help this cause and some organizations that help that cause, maybe someone else can focus energy on helping this other cause and that other cause, because I mean you read a newspaper, see all the bad shit that's going on, you lose your mind, you know what I mean? So
oh,
like
absolutely.
go,
It's
everybody
overwhelming.
can do something, but not anybody can do everything, you know.
Right.
So I try to do a little bit.
And that's good because that's still a form of teamwork. Because if you're focused on
Yo,
one
I lost
area,
you. I can't hear you.
oh, can you hear me now? Hello?
Uh, Still can't hear you. Oh shit, it's me. I muted myself. I'm sorry.
Ah,
I mean, I muted my. I'm sorry. It was me.
oh,
I
it's all
must have
good.
hit. I have my keyboard in my lap, even though I'm not typing, and I guess I hit the mute button on my keyboard when I
But you can
was.
hear me now, right?
I can hear you. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Sorry, it was on my end. Yeah, I can hear you
It's all
now.
good. I was gonna say, oh, just because, like, yeah, everyone wants to try and help out as much as they can, but if you focus on one specific area to help, you can relieve other people to go work on something else, and that creates another chain effect of them focusing on something else, and that builds another strong, like a good teamwork framework. Because if everyone's working on one thing, everyone's going to be stretched thin. But if one person just
Yeah,
specifically, yeah. So I get where you're
yeah.
coming from, where you're like you're helping on a cause that you really believe in, and like you're not overwhelming yourself,
Right.
and that's really really good. Ah, all right, okay. I do want no. I can go a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'll hit that 2.5 hour mark. Yeah,
Okay. Sure.
yeah. Um. Oh man, there's. I guess. I really want to talk to you about this just because it sounds so fun in a way and outside the box in terms of like hardcore just bringing it. You're a big Megan Thee Stallion fan and like
Oh, I love Megan
Glorilla,
Thee Stallion.
like let's talk about a little bit like just as a closing note and everything like what's gotten you into like her like I mean is it just specifically these rappers these artists or like like rap in general or like I feel like these particular artists are really like your jam these days.
So yeah. I've I've always liked rap. I think most people my age and younger like some rap to some extent,
I mean
but
you're from the New York
uh,
area it kind of bleeds over if you didn't at least enjoy some of the East Coast rap coming
right.
out of New York you had to.
Yeah, yeah, of course. But uh I, when I was younger, like I always thought like Lil Kim was fucking awesome. Cuz like,
That hardcore record.
oh, dude, like forget about it. Like I, it's an undeniable classic.
Oh, certified.
The only thing that sucks is that the album version of Crush on You doesn't have her verse. Like,
What?
yeah, the video version has her verse,
But they never
but
put it
the
on the album?
no, but my friend Victoria hooked me up with the 12-inch single that has like both versions. Um, and
That's
there's like a Crush on You EP that had like the proper version.
that's
But
just
yeah, if
weird
you
on the
listen to the CD version that's on hardcore,
And that's like
of
the biggest
the song.
single from that album. They're like,
Yeah,
what?
makes no sense. Makes no sense. But
Absolutely
thankfully, with fucking Spotify and Apple Music and everything nowadays, like just fucking
no
doesn't
problem.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's weird for back
Um.
then to press it like that, to release it without it. Back, I
Super
can see
weird.
later
Yeah. I don't.
releases, but at the time,
Yeah. I don't know
hmm.
what the deal is, but um. But yeah, man. I don't know. I've always liked some rap, and like whenever whenever the ladies really bring it, I'm like yeah, fuck yeah, that's like even better, And I'm just gonna say it's always weird when dudes are like, dude, I don't want to hear these songs about like these like hardcore rap songs where girls are talking about getting head. It's like, dude, we all grew up listening to hardcore rap songs with guys talking about getting head. Like the fuck cares? Get over it. Like if
Yeah.
it's too mature, then don't listen to it. But um, yeah, I I walked into the living room one day, and my wife was watching a Megan Thee Stallion video on YouTube, and this is a few years ago. So it's probably that song, "Reeler," I think is the name of the song.
Mm.
And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And
And
she's
this
like,
was your
"Oh, you haven't
first
heard this?"
introduction to her at all.
Yeah, yeah. And so, oops, I just accidentally turned the volume down again. Nope, there we go. But yeah, so super into that right away. Been a big fan ever since. It's weird because I usually end up liking like the non-main albums more. Like I think that record, "Something for the Hotties," is better than. I don't want to say it's better than Traumazine, but definitely listen to it more often.
It just
Um,
you vibe with it more. Not saying it's better, it's just your
yeah,
personal preference. Yeah.
yeah, and there's that there's some other like you know I got to see Gangsta Boo a few years ago, R.I.P.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. Right before everything
Yeah,
got
because
famous.
yeah, my wife and I went to see Run the Jewels right when Run the Jewels 3 came out,
Oh, okay.
and
So
it
it was a
was
couple years ago then, yeah, for sure.
yeah, it was the first day of that tour. So it was like the first time they were playing some of those songs live in public ever.
Hmm.
Um, and a couple days before the tour, like they had the whole lineup for the tour, all the openers set, and I remember thinking like, man, it'd be cool if like Gangsta Boo was there because like she has like a song at that point. I think she already had two songs out there, maybe just the one, but it's like too bad, they're not gonna be able to do that song. And then like maybe 2 days before the tour, they're like, "Hey, guess what? Gangsta Boo is gonna be one of the openers as well." I'm like, oh, "What?" And
John, you
so
keep
not only,
manifesting things in life.
dude, I guess so. But yeah, so this was Run the Jewels was already like pretty popular. So once you reach a certain level of popularity, you're gonna have some fucking herbs, in your crowd.
Of
And
course.
let me tell you, most of the crowd had no fucking idea who Gangsta Boo was. Like,
Oh.
so I was able to get right up front. And then
Oh.
as soon as like it was a changeover for Run the Jewels, like it was just a sea of fucking like frat dudes with white hats, like like pushing everybody out of the
Oh
way. I'm like,
man.
yeah,
The
but um,
the hits
but
guys,
yeah,
the people who know the hits are there.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, there's some newer lady rappers that I'm really into, like Glorilla. Um,
She's popping off pretty well. Like she's getting like
yeah,
steadily like getting her clout up. She's yeah.
yeah. Flo Milli, she's got two records out, and both of them are just fucking like ass beaters the whole way through.
Ooh, I
But
recently
these
just
are
discovered
famous
Flu Mill.
people. Yeah, these are famous people who do not need my help.
Yeah.
Talking about how good they are. But yeah, dude, I fucking love that shit. I love Megan Thee Stallion, and I'm sure you being from Texas. I know she's from a different city. She's from H Town, but
I just texted it, but I also have the biggest hate for Houston. I've never been a fan of Houston.
really,
I've always hated on all because like traffic and stuff and people out there are a little, but it's funny. Everyone says I should live in Houston. They say I give off Houston vibes, but I don't like Houston. But
I don't see that. I don't
uh,
think you give off Houston vibes.
oh, thank you. But I will say I've gone back
What?
recently as an adult. I kind of like it more.
Okay. What
Nah.
about what city was UGK from?
I think they
That was Port something.
Port Arthur, Texas, I think.
I
Port
think so.
Yeah, I think but also I think was it Pimp C and Bun B? I think Bun B is from Houston and then like Pimp C is like or vice versa. They're from two different cities, but they like
Oh,
combine,
okay, okay,
I think. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I'm pretty
okay.
sure. But don't hold me to that, anybody who might be seeing this, because I'm not too sure. But possibly. I have one friend, I know he's gonna correct me if he sees this. So I'll find
Dude,
out soon.
you're just gonna have like hundreds of comments. Like all the other stuff we said, no one's gonna say anything about. But then like getting Bun B and Pimp C's cities reversed.
That's gonna
That's
be the
gonna be
death of
what's
me.
gonna.
It's just gonna bomb. It's gonna be terrible. Nah. Oh man. Uh, I am so happy about this because there's a lot I still didn't touch on. Maybe I did a little bit too much,
That's
but
okay. You want to do
uh,
a lightning round?
uh,
I also give you really long answers. Like I tend to talk a lot.
but I
If you
love it.
if
I
you have
love.
any other questions, I can try to give you more concise answers.
No, no. Well, I think it's a mix of like I feel like it's a mix of like kind of in here, but also just us hanging out for the first time in
Yeah,
a way.
yeah. Because usually I watch you on stream or you watch me on stream. This is the first time we've been like, so we've never been in the same room.
Yet.
So for yet, who knows what will happen? The singularity, will be like a star collapsing in upon itself.
Yeah. Well, you
But
manifest things in life, so all you do is gotta
that's true.
just say you want to meet me,
Yeah.
and it's gonna happen.
Well, I do want to meet you. It's gonna happen.
See?
There. I'm
See?
trying to use the Tornstradamus power for good.
Use it for good. Yes. Um. Okay. I guess I want to close in on this because that means if I could do a part two to this if you're willing
Sure.
to, because
Yeah.
I feel you have so
Whatever
many
you want
good
to do,
stories.
baby.
Awesome. I looked into some of your stuff and it said like either you said this quote about I wonder if you still feel the same way about this quote. Uh, Start a band, start a zine, be active in the scene, uh, empathize with people, um, yeah, and like empathize with people. Like I read that in one of your interviews. Do you still feel like the same way about that?
Yeah, for sure. I definitely got that start a band, start a zine, be active in your scene. I got that from somebody else, like
Oh,
decades ago. I cannot take credit for that.
but it still
Um,
is true in your heart and still like
oh yeah. Like, dude, hardcore is not a spectator sport. Not everyone can play
this.
music, but like start a zine or something, like um
Do interviews.
do interviews, uh try to be more add some sort of a I don't know, just do something, it's hardcore is not a spectator sport. There, I came up with that quote. I'm sure someone else has said it too, probably hundreds of people.
But
But
you're saying it with such gust, like so much oomph to it, so much. Oh,
yeah, hardcore is not a spectator sport.
I love it.
But yeah, it's supposed to be a community. It's meant to be a community.
Exactly. Yes.
You can just watch, you can just listen. That's fine, but like that's not what it's meant to be. Like you know,
Be in the trenches. Be in here with us.
yeah,
Mm.
exactly. What was the other thing? Empathize with people. Yeah, dude. Of course, empathize with people. So that's what I was talking about earlier. So
It's
yes,
just good to hear that in the scene and and not even the scene, but just in general. It's nice
yeah,
seeing how things are really rough, like always lately. It's just nice
it's
hearing
just
that.
fucked.
Ugh. I'm trying not to think that it's fucked. I think I just read a book saying the world is getting better in a lot of ways. It is, but
Okay,
it's just
let's manifest the world getting better. A
let's make
more Diazable culture, a more Diazable society,
more
more
Diazable.
easily Diazed.
We need to get more Diaz. Y'all need to be Diazed.
Yes.
Oh, well, thank you, John. Oh, this is so nice. This is so
Thank you,
amazing.
Matt.
Thank you for letting
Thanks for
me
having me.
interview. Thanks for coming by. Thanks for being who you are and being so awesome. You're like
Oh,
great, and you know it too.
you're great.
Ah, I'm mediocre. I'll take that. But
Agree
yeah,
to disagree.
thank you. we'll do another interview sometime soon. Hopefully, and
Hell yeah, I would love to.
got a lot of time to editing on this. But yeah, that is it. Thanks for everyone else coming by. Oh, and John, before is there anything you want to plug before you want to
Yeah.
dip out? Yeah, give you
Um,
the floor is all yours.
yeah, cool. Thanks. First I'm gonna say I got a couple new bands in the works, so keep an eye out. I already started writing stuff with two different bands. So keep an eye out. Um, but more importantly, I want to shout out some friends bands. Check out Spirit Crusher from Germany. Um, like shockingly good. Probably because they're Europeans, and as we were saying, they're just they're more chill. But Spirit Crusher from Germany, Entry from California, another really good band. Um, Escuela Grind, of course. And if you like video games, check out Forgotten Freshness Classic Gaming. He's got the best deals for real. Um, if you live local to the Northeast, then it's definitely worth going to the store. Uh, and shout out to the Modded Game Boy Club, and also check out the band Dark Sister. They're not a hardcore band, but I fucking love them. And yeah, I know there was someone else I wanted to shout out, but drawing a blank. I'll think of it at 4 in the morning. And
Uh,
yeah.
Text me and I'll clip it in. I'll throw them in.
Okay. Here, what? I'm just gonna um, like, just like insert it audibly over here, and it'll look like I'm saying it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfectly. All right. Thank you, Mr. Torn. Thank you for coming on by. I appreciate you.
Thank you, Matt. I really appreciate you having me. It's been an honor, and I hope you have a lovely day. 'Cause I'm sure it's still morning
Oh, it's
in
12
no.
and it is a perfect, like, it's cloud, it's
Oh,
blue skies and everything. So it's a
oh, nice.
great day to
Um,
start my day with this interview and the way to finish my day. Enjoy the
I
sun
remember what
outside.
else I wanted to say. I don't know if this is the most positive thing to say, but uh, Pat Robertson died, and that's good because fuck that dude. That bigot evangelist.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, he died today. So there, the world's getting better.
Getting better already. Manifesting it, John.
Try not to celebrate people's deaths, but the world is better off without that asshole.
Yes,
So
indeed. Yeah, he was not the
yeah,
greatest. Ugh.
yeah.
All right. Well, this is a long goodbye, but all right, everyone, thanks for tuning in, I guess. I don't know. I'm talking to people who aren't even there. I don't know what I'm doing. Bye,
Well,
guys.
no, they're watching. By the time they see this, they'll be watching.
I guess, but it feels weird talking to a camera but still to these days.
It's all right.
But anyway, bye, guys. Thanks, John. See you guys later.
Bye.
Hey, guys.